G'day guys, what's going on? Today I'm at Allister Lyons' house. He's invited me to... Hello. Hey mate. He's invited me over just to have a look at his car. I've already seen his car heaps of times, but just it's something interesting for you guys to have a look at. He's got a S13 and he's had it for... How long have you had it for?
I had it as 180 to begin with, but it's all the same gear. Probably like 7 years or something now. Same motor, same most of the rest of the gear.
What's up, Mel? Oh.
Dinner's ready.
How rude. Anyway, dinner. What were you talking about?
Keep it warm.
You had it was like a 180 before, and then if I recall, it went into the wall.
Someone stole the shell off it. Left all the parts. Backyard.
Thanks to kryptonite melted it off.
Yeah. So I moved everything over to this.
A few moments later.
Back after a delicious bun gohan. Alright. A little bit of a background story about how I know Allister. It's actually been a long time. 2004 or 5. I actually met him at a skate park. Yeah, we just skated together, that's pretty much it. Turns out he ended up liking cars. I like cars. We're best friends.
Best friends.
If you've ever been to a drift event here in Perth, you see them, we drive together quite often. Al was technically my first ever student. Humble beginnings, AL?
Yeah. School customers ask me that sometimes, like, is this how you learn? I'm like, yep. I did the same little tiny handbrake corner in the wet
Yeah.
for like 3 hours over and over and over again.
Yeah, so not actually lying when I say that that's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
When we tell it to our students.
Same thing, except they weren't on the street where it was scary.
Oh wait, no, what street? No street. None of that.
That street that I owned.
Oh, okay. That closed off street as well. Yeah.
I owned an entire industrial area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Very
Very rich, very crazy rich Asian. I don't know, while Al's messing around in the engine bay, I guess I'll show you guys a little bit about this car. It's pretty basic. Let's have a look inside the booty. Oh, that's right. He's got this weird little peephole. There it is. Can't remember what this tank was for, Al.
irrigation system.
Oh, very clever. He still hasn't gotten like nice tail lights. It's still the stock ones. Hasn't replaced this one. Oh my gosh. What is this one? Allister, what happened? Oh boy, where's your mirror? How are you gonna reverse park now?
Popped out for a bit of a rebuild.
We'll put it back for you. Nope. Okay, you just go to sleep over here. Yeah. Oh, there you go. Go. Here's to tuck you in, mate. Have 18-inch wheel. Is that correct?
Big boy stuff.
So a lot of people will probably wonder why the front of the car is a little bit higher. What's the reason for that, El?
Clearance.
Oh, anything else? Okay. I have a high front on my S13 as well, and all of my cars. He's not wrong when he says it's about clearance, but I feel like when your car's a little bit higher, you've ever seen the LCAs and everything else? It's like if your car is lower, then obviously they're pointing up a lot more. So I feel like that doesn't. If you raise it like this, it's just a little bit more freer on the steering. Like the steering feels a little bit like looser. Not loose in a bad way, but just like it actually feels like it's
Less resistance.
yeah.
Working better.
Yeah, because like when it's up in the air and you're really low, it's got this real jittery feel to it. Like as you're driving, it's just like, it's not smooth. Yeah, smooth is probably the best way to describe it, I reckon.
Yeah, you get bumps here, and it's just always under tension because of the bushes.
Yeah.
Tension, they're always being pulled one direction. You get them in the centre, you've got free travel both directions, which keeps the geometry.
Yes, you're not wrong there, mate. Camber. I'd say ours running probably around 4.5 degrees. So tyre size on the front, we've got 235 40/18. So this is a nice steering size for the front. You recently went to 265. The reason why we're running mostly semi-slicks at the moment, as opposed to the usual sort of street tyre, which I guess a lot of Australia is on because pump rules get cheap, but lately we've been doing our own events, which is called Nishidi. Pretty much replicate all the Japanese tracks, so the most popular being Meihan for us, because I drive in Meihan once in a while in Japan, and I find that quite exciting, so that's why we replicate that. But if you want to do a good run on Meihan, it's almost like a requirement that you need to have like really decent grip, because once you, why don't you explain it here? Give us an example of a street tyre run versus a semi-slick run. Like street tyre first.
Street tyre first?
Yeah.
235 was top third, maybe, come out.
So this is onto the main straight at Meihan, yeah.
Up the fucking,
Okay.
up the wall. 265, same sort of thing. Boy.
Yeah. So do you reckon that's got to do with like purely on tyre only, or more on like, is there something with car setup that could potentially do to make that still work with street tyres?
You could definitely set it up right that it could do that, but you'd just be able to do it but slower. You just wouldn't be able to do it at the same speed or anything. So if you set the car up perfectly, you get a street tyre, you'll be able to do the overall exact same run, it'll just be scaled down a little bit.
Yeah.
You just won't be able to hold a certain amount of speed.
Yeah.
And if you do try it, the margin for error will be nothing with a 235, because unless you get it spot on, yeah, you just flying to the wall every time.
Yeah.
265 gives you a bit of confidence to, it's going to catch, and when you realise you're going to go into it, you blast and actually put it away.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be like exceptionally better once you start running bigger tyres and semi-slicks. Like it seems like the SR20 4-cylinder can't actually turn them, but you'd be surprised just how much they can actually do if you drive quite hard as well, because instantly like everything is just better when you're running a 265, especially for like Meihan. Maybe certain other layouts not so much, like simpler courses, but especially with Meihan, how you have to get out wide to a wall and also push away from it. Like it's really good to have that reliability and consistency to actually push forward when you're at the wall and you're on like big angles. So that's kind of why we're running that at the moment. Otherwise, for most other setups, you could probably get away with street tyres, but Meihan's one of those things where the more grip you have, probably the better, just so you can go harder, you can go faster. The actual slip, you didn't notice any much slip difference when you were actually doing the feint and the flick, hey? Oh boy.
10 mil.
It's always a 10 mil.
It's gone forever.
Yeah,
It's surprising because, and especially on that layout, the way you drive that, the way you kind of lead up to the straight, you would think that you'd be trying to pop third and then just be bogging down straight away from that extra grip on the tyre. But if you actually, everything kind of steps up with it, so you kind of pick up more speed to that point, and it does sort of light up in a straight line. You can pop third and still keep going 320 horsepower, and you can still spin 265s in a straight line in third gear. You're not going, it's not like you're already going super fast, you're picking up speed and it'll still spin them. It's pretty much the same as 235. When you're flipping and you're slowing down and you're kind of going backwards and go down the second and you actually spin there, that's when it really changes because it pulls away, slows you down way faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
かっこいいね.
Use that thing.
So this is the part of the video probably where a lot of other cars more exciting to look at. I mean, SR. It's true.
Hey.
I always say that ours got a special Tomei built engine. It's run for like the last 6 years or something, and it's had like super high compression, and just doesn't seem to die. So
20 PSI
yeah,
for years and years.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's aged a day yet.
no, and it's like
So,
it's got so much torque. It just feels like a really healthy motor. So I reckon it's got a 2.2 stroke kit in there. Still got a normal T2 style turbo, Speedtech manifold. This is like a Silk Road style one from Japan, so slightly unequal. Not as unequal as a mid-mount manifold from Truss, but still unequal. Gives it the like real raspy sort of sound, and I find like it has like a lot better response than your typical manifold. TDO5 20G from Cowabungas. Pond cams, 800cc injectors. The D-speed, fiberglass bonnet, and a couple of stickers. There's a couple of stories involved in this car, I suppose. T28 cut and shut. Just the opposite of LS Wisefab. Met the dudes at Wolfrain. What's up, guys? Last 2017 we went to Meihan or Kansai. World friends! Shibu boo. Shout out to our boy Yakoi. Al puts the sticker on the back here because he, in case Kenda ever notices and wants to sponsor. It's not gonna happen. For school. Takumi-san at Sky Motors. Jump into the car here. See how much weight I've lost because last time I sat in your car, it was quite a tight squeeze. Oh, it's a lot better now. So, every drifter's favourite steering wheel, Nardi. Al won't get rid of this because I think it's a present from his wife. Is that right?
it will never leave.
It will never leave this.
It will always be there when it's a crusty metal frame. Cutting the hands up.
Yeah. Green tea. I don't really have much to show you guys because this car is simple as shit.
Yeah.
But that's really what you should try and aim for when you're doing drifting, especially if you're starting out, because the more complicated you make everything, the more you're going to spend money on. The more power you put on, then the rears are just you just keep blazing tires. If you want to do that, you can do that, but it clearly works, as you can see from like a couple of Al's videos. Like, it does everything that a lot of people spend money on to try and make it do, but really it's just down to this guy. It's just down to the driving. What do you reckon inspires you to continue drifting, Al?
Most of the time, in fact, you think about it, it's crazy. Stupid.
More interested in garden lawns at the moment, aren't you?
No. Cool shit. Just want to be able to drive really good. Want to be able to go out and battle people and just nail it.
Do you ever want to like take it further than just what's doing at the moment? Or is it kind of like a money thing that's just...
Competitively.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a money thing. I know that like I wouldn't want to get my eyes set on going into some competition because it's just how expensive it is. Couldn't really do it. Not unless someone was fucking paying for most of it. And it's just like, I haven't really made enough efforts to try and really get there, but I still feel like I need to keep driving for a bit longer first. Actually get to the point where I think I'm really good, and maybe I'll try and get someone to sponsor me properly.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's why I said before to keep your car quite cheap, because most of us aren't millionaires. If you are, then obviously you can just go and buy every single part that you want.
Or you can sponsor me.
Yeah, do that.
Trust
that.
me and I'll enjoy it for you. Yeah, you need to enjoy the sport. Pay me to enjoy it.
You must be kidding, aren't you?
Plus we just, well, I can't really be bothered working on cars that much, neither can now, I think. Just rather actually do the driving part. But here's that cool thing that he was talking about. Oh boy.
Yeah, what happens sometimes when you work on things.
Yeah, it was
Pay that much.
it was like a 40-degree day and we were in this shed last time making knuckles, and conveniently his new over fenders were just sitting underneath the desk, and all the welding flames and embers went down and then started roasting the over fenders with its cardboard wrap on top. So there he is, he's got some burnt over fenders.
And the reason I hadn't put them on is because I didn't want to destroy them.
He destroyed it without it being on the
I didn't want to
car.
put them on the car and wreck them. I'm like, they'll be safe there.
Are you done fiddling with this yet?
But these things don't make themselves. Look at that. Look at that. That is mounted to perfection now.
Classic thing that everyone says whenever they strap a trailer down. That one's not going anywhere.
Yeah. They got to tug on it.
That's not going anywhere, mate.
It's not going anywhere.
Do you reckon you'd ever build something like crazy? Not sh-
I wouldn't mind, but I really just don't want to spend that much time on like one thing, one car. You take out and you fucking crash at one time. It's like you spend that much money on something. I really didn't get a huge amount more out of it than I would get from this. This is like, it does everything I really need it to, but it doesn't do it lifelessly.
If you had like heaps of money, what would be your sort of fun build you would do?
550 horsepower, 2.2 SR, and an S15.
It's funny how like,
More or less like
it's funny even though you've like money's no problem, that's still quite tame.
Yeah, it'd just be like, everything used to be really clean.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do something on it, you go underneath her and it's nice and shiny.
Yeah, yeah.
Not shit.
Yeah.
But I still don't really want anything that different.
Yeah.
I don't even know what else I would.
If I had heaps of money, or no, I wouldn't even need heaps of money to build this, but I've always liked Laurels. Has to be black, little chrome trimmings, VSKFs, and an RB20 that's like the laggiest possible RB20 to all the spool and not actually get onto any power. So it just sits there and just goes, oh, and it's just whistling the whole time. I think that'd be like my dream Laurel. Yeah, we've done tandems quite a lot, but what did you find was like the best way to learn how to get close to a car? Like what was it that really clicked and made it easy for you to get next to a car?
Like a lot of things, I feel as though it's a combination of getting down a lot of basic techniques, like learning repetitively how to do basic techniques, like clutching handbrake and like revving, flipping throttle and getting gears and being able to do everything without thinking about it, getting all that basic stuff down so you can do it fast and without having to focus on it, think about it, and then going and like watching and learning about the goal that you're trying to achieve. If you go out there and you're having to think about stuff, you're already going to be too slow. But then even if you get that down, you go out there and you're trying to think about what you're trying to kind of go and do in terms of getting near someone. You watch stuff and you learn who you want to be like, and you see what you want to achieve. You go out there, you already know exactly what you want to achieve.
So as opposed to like what a lot of people give advice for with tandeming is like you'd go against saying that if you want to get good at tandems, do tandems. Like you reckon it's more like practice yourself first and make sure that you can nail everything.
Yeah. You definitely don't want to. If you're very basic or you've never done just battles before, I wouldn't want to just kind of go out there and try and learn from there, because you have to be able to drive yourself really good before you're going to be able to achieve anything that great doing battles. And also like picking people that drive the same style helps a lot, because people are doing completely different things in front of you, trying to learn how to adapt to a different driver in front is again like that's something further down the track that's more advanced. I feel if you try and find people that are like-minded, similar cars, similar level, that way they're doing the same thing as you, you're trying to match that, you're going to be able to progress quicker with that.
Yeah, because like big thing about tandems is also being able to produce a actual good lead lap. So you can't do that unless you like when you're doing a lead lap, the guy behind you doesn't even really matter. So being able to do a good lead lap comes from developing all those skills from practicing yourself. Because if you go and practice with someone else and you're constantly battling but you haven't worked on those skills, then all you're doing is just constantly doing mistakes almost.
Yeah, if you go out there and you want to switch around and one person's doing a lead and you chase and you're trying to practice how to chase like that, and the person in front can't do a lead lap to save their life, you're sitting there trying to accommodate for their errors or the way they're not doing the right lead run, and then that just becomes trying to avoid hitting them whilst getting close. You're never gonna get good at it.
Yeah.
You adapt some skills in trying not to hit people, but it's like you don't want to be trying to look at them and figure out what they're doing wrong and avoid that. You want to just them to set down a good lap, and you can focus on how you can emulate that.
Yeah. I also find that like once you have all the skills completely sorted, then getting next to a car doesn't end up being such a big issue, because let's say you like end up being really good at using the clutch and also having handbrake to slow down, and also placing your car exactly where you want it to be, then going next to another car is the same as like putting it next to another clipping point or whatever, because you're just moving your car exactly where you need it to be. So you can end up being like way more comfortable next to a car as long as your self-development has become a lot better, rather than just focusing on constantly, not that like battling other people is bad, and it's definitely good practice because you need to always be comfortable next to a car, because the first time that you do it is always going to be like really weird because you think you're going to hit, but once you're comfortable with the other driver and yourself, then it's going to be way easier. But if you just go out there and you think that you're going to get good at tandems and just constantly finding people out on the track and battling them, and you don't even know what you're doing, so you're just trying to get close, then I don't feel like your time that you're doing that is spent well.
Yeah, and when you do that, if you go out there and you just kind of try to learn to battle early on by just battling, and you kind of don't spend time getting good yourself, then generally you pick up a lot of bad habits in just trying to make things work and figuring out the ways just to do whatever you can to kind of keep drifting behind someone, and those habits become just the way that you drive constantly.
Did you have any of those like when you started out, like at the beginning? Like, did you have any like weird things that you did when you were trying to battle?
Always wrecked me, or like made me lose, was not picking my revs up. Clutch in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do an entry and you'd be focusing on them so much, you sit there and looking at them and you kind of handbrake, clutch in and stuff, and you get real close, and then you just, by the time you're ready to go, let the clutch out, start to accelerate, and you've got to wait for it to build up, and by that point they're moving away, and by the time it comes on, you're gone. That was one thing that as soon as you're in the heat of it, you just forget, and I'm just sitting there waiting, then I step on their throttle when I want to go. You're already too, you've got to be doing things before the car in front of you does, otherwise they'll just get away. Is when you can remember, and then again, it's like you can't think about doing it when you want to do it. You have to already have that in your mind, already be able to do that as a habit. So then when you come into the entry, as soon as you clutch in and you're moving closer to them with your right foot sitting there keeping it going, ready to, as soon as you clutch out, you're already on power, so you can move the same speed as them. So it only comes with time. After ages, you don't even notice you're just already doing it. It's just from practice. But if you sit there and try and do something more advanced first, then you're never going to remember to do that.
So that's just like, I guess that's sort of things that you can practice just by yourself. Even though you think that it's not battle practice, it actually ends up being battle practice, which will help you in the long run. Oh boy. Was that from from the last Mayhan?
Yeah.
So Al's running some D-Speed gear, which is a local brand here from Kieran. He sells some really good stuff. So he's got all sorts of things like suspension arms, wheels, Yeah, wheels and suspension arms is pretty much the main thing right now for D-Speed. Al's been running HSD coilovers for a while.
Yep.
Seems to do the job, hey?
Yeah, does the job for the
Yeah. How much you get them for? Yeah.
$450. The full set of Gumtree.
Oh boy. GK Tech welding plates. Yeah, there it is.
Subframe bushes, replacing them with the solid things. That was probably one of the biggest modifications I remember. Feeling a difference in the way it handled around a corner.
Yep.
Literally turned the back into a go-kart.
Yeah, like a go-kart handles on rails now, does it?
It did handle on It legitimately did.
Two-way diff, I assume, something like that.
Nismo.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure it's Nismo. Yeah, Nismo 4.3.
Yep.
Two-way.
Custom tail shaft to suit the big boy RB box. Version 1 of Magic Knuckles as well.
Oh, yes.
So
Now available for purchase and hire.
purchase and hire. So we'll just give Len.
You can either purchase them or
we'll
you
take
can
it out
hire
of
them forever.
Okay. So this is the thing that we've changed a little bit with the from version 1 to the version 2 is it sounds so professional when you say that here, but
Yeah.
the version 1, see Al has done a little bit of scalloping on the LCA.
Yeah.
Mainly because the first ones were super short.
They have a lot of Ackerman.
Yes.
The amount of Ackerman on there that sticks out, so that hits the LCA quite early.
Yeah.
So although they're short, they give you lock, but because that's on such an angle to give Ackerman that it actually wasn't quite enough lock.
Yep.
So to make them still work, you scallop into there so that tar rod end
Yep.
sits right up in here to get enough lock.
Yeah. And also because of the like the shorter knuckle, if you look at it right there, the shorter knuckle is makes it more necessary to move your rack forward, which is like
Where the line of
yeah. So if you look in here, the line of it. So the shorter your knuckle, then the more forward, or the more necessary it is to have a rack move forward.
otherwise it's going to be an angle like that.
Yeah.
You want it to be straight.
Yeah.
If you've got longer ones, it'll be out here.
Yeah.
'Cause this rack has been moved forward, so a standard rack would be sitting back here.
Yeah.
So it'll be like that. So then when you get onto lock, it'll be like that, and that's where you get bind.
Yeah. So yeah, the version 2s are more suitable to a setup that
Yeah, you don't have
Was
to
it-
do so much.
yes.
You can have the rack in the standard position because they're longer, that stays straighter.
Yeah.
And then because of the less Ackerman to it, that hits the LCA, you don't need to scallop it. It's still got the same sort of lock, but hitting on the standard face of the LCA.
Yep.
So those just kind of, you don't have to do any other supporting stuff. You just do those and they get locked straight away.
Yep. So, yeah, that's pretty much the car. Don't really have much more to say about it other than still running stock sway bar. Sway bars are a good thing. A lot of people like to remove it, but don't do that.
No.
So, let's have a look at the lock that these knuckles give. Oh, wow. I guess you've seen everything that you can see with this car. If you want to do any other questions, happy to answer them. Just leave it in the comments below. And we'll, yeah, so on. Subscribe and like our video, share it around. What else?
Subscribe or we will send you $100 in the mail.
We might do that. We will do that. But yeah, hit us up if you want to learn more about what we do. Yes. Bye bye.